So in this video, we're going to kind of go through Discord and where to get it and how to kind of use it. So to get Discord, just jump onto discord.com and you will actually find a little button up here at the very top where you can download this, just in case you don't have Windows. Otherwise, you can get it Windows right here. So we're going to just click on that. Down here below, you'll have all of your other OSs. So go ahead and grab that. So just go ahead and download it and install it. Make sure that you get your account all ready and set up ready to go. And next, we'll talk about kind of the interface of Discord. Now here inside of Discord, I want to show you some bits and pieces. Now, yes, of course, there's some things blurred out because there's context sensitive information going on here. So what I want to point out though, is that up here in the top right, this is the section that I'm currently in. Okay. This is my, like me, this is like my personal one. So this is going to show all my friends, show everybody who's online, and you can add friends and find friends here too. So if you need to find me, this is how you can actually find me. So the next thing I want to show you is what it looks like when you're actually inside of the server. And over here on the far left, this whole area is the whole server area. So each one of these is its own little server. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on one that I've created. And let's kind of go through the anatomy of what you see here. So now that we're inside of a server, we actually have different text chats that we can actually just type stuff in. And you can see that it just happens right down here. So if I were to type in hello, you can actually see that pop up down there. So perfect, there's my hello. Now the next one down is a voice channels. Now this one is really important, especially for like troubleshooting. This is great to be able to talk with people live, which is awesome. So inside of voice channels, once I click on this general, what happens is I am now live here, and you can see down below, this little section has kind of changed. So this is the section that I want you to pay attention to. So voice channel, awesome, that's what I'm inside of. Now I can leave the voice channel by clicking this little button right here, and that'll disconnect. And now I'm out of there. So let's go back in. Let's talk about this button right here. So video. So if I click on this, it will actually turn on my webcam. Hi, right? So if I want to leave this, I can come down here and I can disconnect totally, or I can actually do this video button down here in the bottom left, and that will turn the video off. Now you'll notice this is still up, but I can always come back up here, click on the general, and go back into any of one of these other text channels. Now there's only one of them right here, but you'll see how crazy this is going to get in a minute, right? Now the other thing that we can do too is I can mute myself, so that way people in Discord can't hear me, and I can also deafen it so Discord isn't actually going to be telling me anything, which is awesome. I can also change my status down here as well. So if I click on this, I can actually say do not disturb. Now Discord won't make any noises at all, and I won't be able to hear anybody if you set this on do not disturb. So just be aware, you might have to turn this back on to online or idle, depending on how you want to set that up. So next thing up, let's go and turn those back on, is this screen one. Look over here. This is important because when it comes to troubleshooting, this is the best thing ever. So if I click on this, it's going to ask me which application I want to share, right? So right now I've just got the recording one going on and Discord. Those are the only two that I have open right now. So I can share just those. And that way, people who are looking at this can only see those applications. For me, I find it much more effective to actually share the entire screen. So I've got two screens, the one that you see currently, and then I've got another one that's off screen over here. That's what this one is. So I can share either one of these. So I can keep context sensitive stuff on one of those other screens and nobody can actually see them. So that's what's really helpful with those. So if I were to go ahead and say share screen 2, what happens is it says, hey, do you want to change this? I can change it, where it's going. So that's the actual channel. That's this one up here, which is kind of grayed out for the moment. And then your actual quality settings are right down here. So if I say go live, you'll notice that I get a little icon up here in the top right. Now you may or may not have this happen. What may end up happening if you're actually in that channel is it may look like this. And now you can actually see my cursor and stuff move over here on the right. Okay, so there's that. So you can share these. Now you can move these around and play with them to your heart's content, right? So you can say options and you can come in here and stop streaming if you want to from here. You can also click on this button up here on the top right, which is focus. And that way it becomes big. And then down here below, you just see the people that happen to be in there, right? So I can click on this button again, it'll go back to grid. So again, this is really helpful for troubleshooting. Now, if I don't want to be sharing my screen anymore, I've got a couple of options. I can completely and totally leave the Discord like general chat right there, right? Or I can click on this little button right here that says stop streaming. So if I click on that, it totally goes away. Now again, I'm still in the general side, and you can be streaming and seeing other people's videos as well as still being inside of the chat. So this is really helpful to know. You can kind of bounce back and forth between these, no problem. Here's a pro tip. You can also come down here and I can actually pop this out, and now it's a floating window and I can go put it somewhere else, and then I can still just kind of chat over here, and I've got two places that I can actually work and check out things, which is awesome. Next up, what we can actually do is over here on the far right is see who's all actually inside of this server, which can be really important because you may need to get a hold of somebody, and you can search for them by name, which is nice too. So there's that. You can also kind of hide member lists. You can get rid of that. Yeah, you don't need to see it, right? You can pin specific messages. So if I wanted to grab this and I can come down here and say more, and then I can pin this and be like, this says important information. I need to actually pin this. And then when you come up here, let's go just pin it. Yes, I want to pin it, right? And then come up here and I can actually see what was actually pinned, which is really nice. Go ahead and take that out of there. Remove it, goodbye, right? Notification information, threads that happen to be up here as well. Next up is just above the actual server information. Now I've created a server specifically for me to show off this video. So you can create one yourself, which is actually this little button right here. So there's this add server button. If you come up here to the top, this is where all the server information happens to be. So I can delete the server, I can create a new channel. This would actually give me a new text channel, right? Or a new voice channel if I want to. So that's always helpful as well. So you can add more of them over here. So yeah, come through here and play with these for sure, for sure. So next up, let's actually talk about getting into a server where you would actually be able to get a hold of an entire community. Now you can be invited to them, and you may actually see little invites that pop up down here below and be like, oh, so-and-so, come join my thing, right? You can totally make that happen, which is awesome. Let's actually disconnect from there. I don't need that, right? And if you click on invites that are on the web, they'll actually take you to your Discord, and then you can actually be invited that way too, which is pretty cool. When you're inside of an actual server, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up down here. I've got a server that's inside of like a nested set of them. If you need to nest them, just simply drag one on top of another and it creates a little nest, which is awesome. So I'm going to go open up this Unreal one down here. So this is the Unreal Educator community. So you will most likely be in here if you're using Twinmotion or Unreal or Fortnite Creative, which is a thing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Now inside of here, you can see there are a ton of chat options, lots and lots and lots of chat stuff. And there's a couple of voice channels that go along with this as well, right? So this can get really, really, really huge. This area, of course, is going to be, sorry, it's grayed out, but this is where you can actually like chat with other people. You can also click on these people's names and you can actually open up a direct contact with them. It's good etiquette to know them personally before you do this, or ask them if you can direct contact them first. In my case, you'll probably have that if you've been in any of my classes, so that's totally cool. Go ahead and contact me. If you don't know me personally, please don't. Just ask first, right? And of course, on the far right, you do also have all of the list of all the people that happen to be in this specific server. So there you go. There are some of the ins and outs of Discord. If you have any questions, of course, just get a hold of me.